All right. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Like you can tell, I got a nice short haircut this weekend from this sweet lady. Oh, she does an amazing job. And so, yeah. But anyway, I know some of you might comment, so I thought I would uh, comment as well. So yeah. So it is fall here in Michigan, and life is good. Kind of ramping up. I think you guys are all probably heavy into making shows. Some of you that are doing shows, or the others are hopefully in your studio enjoying this fall weather. And yeah, so so fun week. I get to Amos and I are going to a hockey game tonight, so I'm excited about that. He's excited, so I'm excited. I'm excited, so he's excited. This works out well, so we should all just be excited, because then we're all excited. Right? Oh, good fun. Hello, everybody. Come on in. So we're just going to do a little part 2 here of what we did last time, and because I mentioned the platters, and I think really what goes hand in hand with platters is little plates. So I think these, so what I wanted to just make today, and I made these a lot before, but I think they're really relevant and kind of one of the best items we have for sale right now in my mind is this set of 4 RD2s. And they're great little appetizer, hosting plates, gift plates if you want to make some cookie trays for your neighbors for this fall, for Christmas, for some of the other holidays. This is a great thing to start making. So with this little kit, you can make 4 different sizes. So yeah. So I am not too much travel coming up. Trips coming up, but I do have one in November, headed to Germany, and also a little side trip, big trip, kind of trip to France as well, little France. So looking forward to that coming up here, kind of the beginning of November, the middle of November. And so for those European folks that might be on now, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. And yeah. So yeah. So here we go. As I talked about last week, I really like leaves and using leaf imprints to make dishes, and I think they really are just a fun way to kind of incorporate a place and a destination, and also like a common thing that we see. It kind of makes this, hopefully it's the joyful walk, joyful trip. A little bit of hiking, possibly, maybe after rain. So yeah. So I really like these leaves. So I am going to, if you remember, you can look back for the part 1, and I used kind of a maple leaf, and I think it was slightly different than this one. But what I'm doing is hydrating the leaves in some water. Pretending it's raining. Then I use this a towel. Look, and I have this sweet towel from Rhoda. So I just use the towel and wipe off that moisture, and there we go. So I got this towel at Nsika. So Nsika's in Michigan this year. So hopefully you can come and get your own Rhoda towel at Nsika. So yeah. So now I can just take this little roller and roll in my little leaf pattern here. And then I can just take it out. And it's really nice. If you don't take that moisture off, it'll be this really kind of wet, glossy surface. So I really like these oak leaves. So and I think the longer you leave them in that water, the little more flexible and pliable they become. So you can see how these little edges are. I don't know if you can see that, but this little edge is kind of flipping up. So no problem. We can go have some coffee and wait till it's ready. Ooh, that kind of got a little. So I'm just gonna put this back in this into this bucket, making sure that it gets really hydrated really well. I just dipped them in here just before it's coming on. So hello, Green Plus Industries. How are ya? Staying up late again. Good. No, I bet you're closer, but the company is in Pakistan, right? So, yeah. So, what else is going on that I can talk about? Oh, did you guys see the fun product release from Sula? Woo! Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more in the end here. Let's see, what else? Anybody else have anything to share? Anything coming up that I'm missing out on that you want to share? Not too many conferences in the fall, which is interesting. Almost all of them are in the spring or early fall. So let's see, there's a lot of teacher conferences, and the state conferences are all kind of in the fall. And I've gone to a lot of those in the past, but I'm not going to any this year. All right, so now I'm just going to try to center it somewhere on this form here, right? By just draping it over and kind of see where it's going. And if it's really particular, then I want to make sure I line it up, or maybe even use boards to flip it over. But I like kind of the surprise. Sometimes it's a little bit off, and that's what I kind of think makes it kind of more individual and more spontaneous. Gives it a little more life by those things. So now I think very critical. Take a rib. Oh yeah, good. Susan, thank you. Yeah, I am becoming a big fan too, and we might have to have some more options for these coming soon, but because they are so nice, and it's just a whole different way, especially if you are somebody that is concerned about the decoration on your piece, you're like drawing or painting, or just concerned about the overall surface aesthetics. These are, I think, really good. Now, the originals are really good for kind of creating a frame or border, or way of kind of a direct message. This is more, I would say, indirect message use of your surface, right? Does that make sense? Talking woo kind of language here, but I like that kind of language. If you know me. Deep Thoughts by Jeff. That's why I don't mind driving places, because that just means I get to have lots more deep thoughts by Jeff. So now I have this all kind of compressed. All the canvas marks are removed. And now what we can do is cut close to the edge. And I Want to cut a little bit outside of it just to make sure I have enough clay on there. And really, this edge you could leave really organic. Like if you want to make organic shapes, the outside edge really does dictate what your overall peel is. So. Oh yeah. Oh, you're in your so Green Plus Industries. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because they're in the process of, if you can't see their message, they're in the process of redeveloping their logo. Yeah, it's really tricky, right? It's very complex, but you'll figure it out before long, and it'll feel normal. We kind of are. We kind of are too. We haven't really. We kind of committed to new logo brand, but we haven't really 100% instituted it yet, and that's kind of our goal here in the next 2 to 6 months is finally implementing everything, having the new logo. Like we have, this is our traditional logo right of the stamp. So yeah, so we're in the process of that as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's see. Do you have to remove the leaf? Yes. Don, I would. That's my recommendation. That's a great question. I do. That way I can reuse the leaf over and over and over again. And that way I don't have to have a zillion leaves, or in February when there's no leaves around, and it's just snow, so yeah, so I like to be able to reuse the leaves, and that's why I kind of pick specific leaves. And I don't know if I showed you. I'll show you again here. Everything's in arm length almost. I keep them in a tote here, or a little plastic container, and then just keep them dry and have different shapes, different styles, and that way if I'm making littler plates, like maybe I need to have a smaller leaf. So yeah. All right. So I am a huge fan of putting. Not a fan. I think it's fundamental. Let's up it here. It is fundamental that you put a foot on there. So there's very few cases in my mind where you can not put a foot on. It helps for them stacking. It helps with glazing. It helps to give your piece a more nicer, more, like say elevated is always the word I like to use for multi-use, but an elevated appearance. So it lifts it up, like it makes it look better, right? So so I think it's so critical to have a foot. And so this is a little foot maker. I know Sim has made a copy of this that they think it's like to help shape the foot, but with the yellow part. But really, it's really to make a foot, and then the rounded part is to clean the edge. So yeah. And then, and I kind of like these handles on these corn skewers. They're just have a nice feel to them, very ergonomic. So so I'm kind of hooked on these. You like to cut a wider edge and crimp it. Yeah, good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so there's so many examples, right? Press some grape leaves. Oh, we pressed some leaves in Portugal. I will use them soon in some dishes for Christmas. Yeah, And so even those press leaves, you can really, I would highly recommend maybe one you don't like as much experimenting with. And I would really just hydrate it because it'll bring back that life and flexibility, and then you'll be able to put it in multiple plates. Yeah, for Christmas. So, and then you can keep them. So yeah, you could keep them pressed, or I feel like when they're pressed, like they're like almost like they're preserved in this final state. So yeah, I don't know. You can. I'm happy to. I'm look forward to see what you make with them. They're really lovely, but then it's definitely really special, right? That you remember the place where you were in Portugal, and yeah, it has this nice meaning to it. 6th Street Pottery says, does having a foot help with warping? I don't know scientifically if it does or not, but based on my experience, I think it does. I really believe it does. I think it is like having a foundation on your house. Like it is critical, and also kind of separates the stress points on your small serving platter. So any of the weight outside of it is different than the weight inside of it, and so I think it definitely would then help with drying because of that, because of the weighting, and therefore then help with your warping as well. So yeah, definitely. So, and I think it's got to be put on at this wet stage, or the stage. This is probably the best stage, but yeah. So, I bought some fig leaves back. Brought back some fig leaves from Italy years ago and sprayed one with Flex Seal. It worked really well for quite a few dishes. Yeah. I mean, yep. Yeah, so everybody has their way. Like, for me, I feel like this is the most, what do they call it? Caveman style. Basic. You don't need to go to the store to buy anything. You don't need to go on Amazon and have something shipped. You don't need this fancy presser to keep it really nice and clean. It's just in a container. So sometimes when I travel, I even bring a container with me to put leaves in. Isn't that funny? You never know. Or buy one, or buy some deli meat or something like that for lunch, so that I can use a container. Let's say, Jeff, do you guys only make plates? That is a good question. We really, basically, yes, is the answer, general answer. The forms, in my mind, really work the best for shallow serving pieces, because there's so many other ways and techniques that you can use to make bowls, larger structures, even mugs. Like, it's way easier to deal with other it's the truth is, you got to put the time in to figure out how to use a wheel to make larger cylinders, right? And then once you figure it out, it's way more efficient. So there is a little bit of delay in the time that it takes to learn how to make those cylinders, but with these wood forms, we would have to glue them and stack them. We even have, actually have one here. We've been trying to cheat a little bit and use these layers to make like a baking dish, and it is very questionable. Like, it's not the ideal use, right? So it will work, and it's a solution, but maybe not the best solution. So yeah, so I think yeah. So, and then I think, kind of answer your question too a little bit, is I think it's good. I think this is good content for everyone, so that's why I'm answering these questions. I think the tools we sell are really kind of to go with helping and assisting with using the forms. So that's our focus. That way, it's kind of gives you one place to buy all those items that you would need, but it doesn't become this big giant tool store, because there's all of the distributors, dealers we deal with sell tools, so we don't need to be competing against them for selling tools, but we do sell tools that they may sell that helps with shipping costs and diluting costs for shipping for the foreign buyer. So you don't have to buy one thing here, one thing here, one thing here for making a plate. You can buy everything that I would recommend from us here on our website. So that's kind of where we operate. So yeah, future is expansion. So if we ever expand in other things, then there's this opportunity to be a distributor, be a dealer, or be a tool maker for other parts of pottery, right? But for now, our main concern is making our products the best that they can be. So, yeah. All right. So, same thing here too. Like, I really think it's critical to use the tools that we have available for purchase, and I think it's also a good way to kind of help you find those tools. So, one of the tools that I really like is the Dirty Girls wire cutter, and one is the ergonomics of it, but then also it's just a really nice tool as far as the components, know who made it, and in the sense of why they made it. I have kind of switched the use of this. The link from Dirty Girls made this tool to make a fastening tool for throwing, but because it really works well to do that. But this really nice brass wire is really nice for cutting the edge. Alright, this says, Jeff, can I ask if you replaced the cap of what looks like small underglazed bottles with a fine tip cover? So if you could you share the source, if you recall the project, it comes that way. Ah, yeah. Good point. And I think this is maybe a Katie Miller thing. Yeah, I got you. I know what you mean. These, or if it's just Amico, these are all Amico velvet underglazes, and they have different tips on them, and they have the name of the glaze on there, so they could be refilled. I remembered from Katie Miller and how she fills these, but Katie Miller is a great source of information. So she's my buddy, and I just love her approach and how she does things. So go check her out, Katie Miller, and she has some online classes and also gives out lots of information. She has really clever ideas. She just did some amazing where did they go, the Amico inks, yeah, right here. She just did some really cool glaze tests this week, so go check her out, follow her. She does an amazing job. But yeah, so I believe Amico sent me these as far as the source goes, so I think if you search around, it's a common. Amico doesn't make these; they buy them and resell them. So I'm sure other distributors, other sources have them. Or rewatch this video, take a screenshot, and then send it to Kara at Cone 56 Glazes. Oh, 56 Glazes. She's one of the Amico educators, so she will be able to tell you where to get these bottles. So there you go. Lots of homework, a trail to follow. But that's unfortunately that's the only the for sure information that I know about where to find those. So, Katie Miller, yes, we'll do. Inspired the new edgy. Yeah, the new edgy. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. This for me, she's referring to this edgy that I used to clean the edges that Mud Tools is making, and yeah. We just got a restock. Some of you had ordered them from us, and we had unfortunately our numbers are off, so we try not to do that to people where we don't have it. If we don't have it, we take it off our list. But sorry about that. We'll send you the new one. We just got them in today, so. Oh, somebody said the slingshot tool is the best. Yes, agreed. Those are my favorite trailing bottles. Oh, well, maybe you know what the source to get those from? Red Reader Pottery. If you want to share that, that would be great. Hello, France. Oh, Miss France already. I get to come back, but to the north part. So, yeah. Quick question: has anyone else had problems with foot cracking off your forms? Ooh, Tracy, I like this question. This is usually what happens. This is my answer to the question. There could be other answers, right? But I learned really quickly. A lot of times when I tried to rush things, my feet would crack off, and it was because so this is answer one. The foot wasn't quite dry, and usually because we're adding some extra moisture or slip, sometimes that takes it a little bit longer to dry, and the other part of the whole plate feels dry, right? And it's pretty even, so you think, that can go in the kiln. Well, that's a really indicator where it's not quite dry enough. That's answer one. Answer two is that if you make feet or just where these feet are drier, the strips of clay are drier than the body of the piece, if you don't give it time to acclimate, to kind of catch up in the drying time, then it will also crack. So that's another factor. I think those are my two answers of that for now. Does that make sense? Or do we need to expand on that? I think hopefully that's the answer. Yeah, well, you'd be on the hunt. It's I know some companies like Mako, for example, they sell them with the tips already, and a little pin tool to kind of clean the tips out, because the tips kind of it dries there like a glue bottle. But yeah, that's another example. Interesting idea, right? Is using a Elmer's glue bottle. Yeah, all kinds of things, right? But these are definitely. I've had these for quite a few years, and they haven't broken down. They are sealed really well so that the glaze doesn't dry up. Let's see. How can you prevent that from happening? So you just have to let it dry longer for the drying part. And what was answer two? And answer two, where the pieces are different moisture contents when you attach them. What I would do in that case is maybe spritz them with a little bit of water gently, and then cover them up with plastic for a couple hours to help that hydrate long enough. But yeah, but both of those cases, what I would do is try to avoid, if you've used a strip of clay that's dried out, I would just make new ones and not try to rescue the ones you already have made. We have a tendency to do that, right? Is like, oh, we've made these already. I gotta figure out how to use these. With clay, it's way better just to start fresh, right? Because otherwise, you're gonna fight it all the way through the process, and it's never gonna be quite right. So just start over. Yeah, Amazon has quite a few options of those bottles. let's see, the Amico trailing bottles can be found on Amazon, the ceramic store, Mid-South, and I get them at my local brick and mortar ceramic store because I want to keep them in business. Nice work, yes. Yeah, definitely get them from the local person if you can, for sure, right? It helps everybody. So, yeah. Yep. But it is interesting, like, it's like, sorry, this is my soapbox of the tools, like, right? I love the hunt for tools, right? Because not everybody always has the same direct thing. It's yeah, every single place has different things. So like those bottles, like almost every distributor has a slightly different, and then most of them might have some of the real quality ones, and as you kind of mentioned, but yeah, it's but yeah, and if you don't find something at your local distributor, clay source, brick and mortar, like tell them, like in a nice way, like, hey, I was looking for this. I don't know if you have it. I know I can probably get it on Amazon, but if you don't have a source, then I'd buy it from you next time, because especially those bottles, because it's not like you're just going to buy one. You're going to want to have lots of them. You need one for each kind of underglaze options you have, right? So so yeah. All right, back on here. So back to the foot. So other reason, I'm trying to give you these real simple reasons to eliminate your excuses for making a foot, right? Just make a foot. You love it. You gotta do it. So I like to use a compass here to measure where that foot's gonna go. It's just a simple thing, right? It's just a way, and the main purpose of using the compass is that it has a measurement, and that that we can repeat that measurement over and over again, right? Yeah. So yeah. All right. What Otri says, I have some GR forms now. Now I need a new cabinet to put them in. No, you just need to put clay on top of them. You just need to have them on top of your table all the time being used. You don't need to throw them away. You got to use them. Keep them out. Don't hide them. Nobody's gonna take them. Maybe if they know about. Maybe only your family and friends will take them. All right, so I am going to. This clay is just a little bit less moist than normal, so I am going to do a little slipping and scoring. This is, like I said last time too. It's rare to see Jeff with doing this. But it's usually because I'm only making one thing and got fresh clay. But here I'm going to use some, just to ensure that it sticks on there nice. Don't go overboard though, because too much moisture can cause a lot of problems, like the feet cracking off, right? That might be answer 3, is too much slip. Don't put a lot of slip on there, because it alters the drying time, which causes cracking. Because one thing is drying faster than another, different rate. So we did this last week too. I'm going to do this too with these little foot strips, is I am going to make them first, and then I'm going to make them match the side of my, because that's what we're trying to do really a lot of times, even with these plates, is to kind of make everything kind of fit together, kind of do its thing, right? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to just trim away a little bit of this clay so that it has a rounded edge. And what I can do is take that clay that I just trimmed away and press it right into that edge here so that it matches on the other side. And it might give it a little moment to adjust to its new neighbors. But yeah, then I can just take a tool. I like to use this modeling tool to kind of shape it. Oh, look at that. So just in no time, we have this nice rounded edge that matches the outside edge over here. I right there. I tried to take. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, see, nothing's happening with yours. Just leave them on the table. Yeah. Hi, Betty. Hope you're enjoying these. You probably guys don't have it down where you are yet, but we're starting to get the color changes here in Michigan. Like with the cold mornings and the warm afternoons. Oh man, the colors are real brilliant. I got to go to up north a little bit to my parents' house yesterday and went to my nephew's football game, which was a lot of fun. He's an 8th grader playing on a JV football team, so he's a presence. So I don't want to mess with him. You don't want to get in his way. It was fun. So they avoided him, so he didn't get too many. He didn't get too many plays because they just avoided where he was at. Yeah. He's. I wanted to take a picture. I missed it, but with him and his brother, they're like, he's 8th grader. What is that, like 13, 14? And he's bigger than I am by far. I think he wears like 13 size shoes and yeah, drinks a gallon of milk for dinner. Well, I'm just chatting away today. What's going on? Coffee's setting in, I guess. I used the Sioux tool at my community clay center, and everyone watched and asked where they could get it. It's the bomb. Oh, good. Yeah, Sue. Actually, speaking of Sue, I saw Sue Tuesday. Sue is a real person. Sue is one of the old studio members, and she loved having these kind of real perfect edges. She still does. She loves having the nice, clean edges, perfect edges. So she was using an architectural compass, and then made it. But this one is kind of made by the Brazilians, but I love that it has this gauge on there and a locking mechanism to kind of hold it in place. So we just alter it by putting in a little wood dowel so it doesn't mark it up very much. Yeah. Let me know, what do you guys think? Is it better for me to spend a little more time fussing with these, answering more questions, or you want me to just get to the point? Too much coffee, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so don't be intimidated by a foot. It's actually a really nice part of the process, and I think a very critical part. It's definitely worth your effort. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I love the round edges, right? And you know, and the other thing is you don't have to look too far for what you should do. You know, make sure that things kind of line up and match up. And I love this tool. This one is almost critical as the suit tool because it helps to kind of blend the edges of the together. You probably see, like, I don't know why I'm just always surprised that I've never gotten used to or liked using a banding wheel for when I'm making stuff. I don't know if I feel like it's like hurrying me in the process. Like I want this kind of slow, kind of gradual motions where I'm using a banding wheel. I have one right here. And so it would be nice to kind of move it around and clean things up, but I only feel like I get value with it with decorating where I need to have the piece spin to one spot. But we have chilly mornings, then the beach in the afternoon. Yeah, see? Yeah, I knew it. Oh, your feet don't look that good. The key is, you know, I think here's my suggestion for that. I think a slab roller, its best use is to make these feet. And so, you know, that way you know you have this real consistent edge. So like if you're rolling out clay, it totally works and it's totally good. But you may struggle with having really nice looking feet. So you might have to add some toenail polish or something to, you know, distract from what your toes look like. So, but yeah, I think using a slab roller, that is to me the best reason to use a slab roller. How about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think so. And I even resist. I know it's this. I like this speckled clay with grog in it. So I resist kind of even cleaning up the edge. I really like that time at the very end where I can do the finishing part. So I'm holding off for that time. It's kind of like making cookies so you can lick the bowl. Right? But you can't take a scoop out of the bowl while you're mixing it. You got to wait till the end. That's when it's the best. Right? So how patient are you? It's a test of patience. Yeah. I'm going to make a oval one here too. So these plates are so nice for, like I said, for all kinds of serving dishes. Like this time we went to Europe, it was so nice because there's multiple. It's very customary to have multiple meals, and so it's fun to have little dishes that you can bring out for this meal, this little, you know, sampling of cheeses, or this sampling of next one maybe sampling of olives and nuts, you know. So it's like, or crackers, you know. So it's just nice to have little plates around. They don't take up very much space. They fit in your kiln really nice. they'll give you, I even encourage, this is a good way to just test your glazes. You know, like make 16 of these plates. Give all your ugly ones away to the neighbors and maybe not. Give them your nice ones. Yeah, so then you have this nice array of plates. And after you do that like 4 times, you're pretty good at making feet. You're going to have really nice glaze combinations. And you have lots of friends in the neighborhood. So, you know, why not make some plates? Yep. Good coffee today. All right, here we go. So this is what I always like about these leaves is like you can really give special attention. I think we're gonna just assume. I think it was in the other leaf, but I think it might be this one. Anybody remember? I know it was this one or his brother. Can we find this on your site? What were we talking about? Sorry, I guess I missed what this RD2 sample kit.
I think maybe the foot maker.
Foot maker? Tell me again what you were looking for on the website. I think you might be referring to the forms or the tools, but they're all there. Can't find a leaf on there. Oh, maybe because I keep mentioning it. The part 2. That's probably what you're talking about, or part 1. Yeah, part 1 is on there. I learned if you type in videos in the search, that sometimes it's easier to find. I don't know if anybody have a good suggestion of finding videos on Facebook. So now I have this nice little oval leaf dish that will match the oval plate. But the bad thing about this live is that I do it on Friday afternoon, and typically Friday night I do not want to come back and check on my pieces, and I don't have to worry that they are completed. So like last week I made 3 nice platters, but they're all in the recycle bucket because I left them just a little bit too long where I can't like clean them up the way I like them, and they have just a slight warp to them. So it's really critical to kind of catch it at the right time. And so, but anyway, so you'll never see the finished one. Well, from part 1, but maybe I can make a new one to match part 2. I think it'll be good. So I kind of line it up, so then it's just easier to just lay it on here. Ooh, maybe. You can see how like I really other this is a pro tip too is like make a, and I know this is so difficult, but try to make a piece of clay that's, you know, a couple inches bigger than the form, so you have lots of room for air. Like here, like I don't have much room. Like, and you can see over here, see it kind of peeking out. So now I gotta probably manipulate the clay more than I should or need to, or add on some clay, which I think I'm going to do in this case. Or just, this is a good point now to like put this aside, put it in a bag, and go to the fresh clay, get the fresh clay out, and make a new slab. So definitely don't try to cheat it. But you know, we all we all love a challenge, right? So you're like, right, Jeff, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to put some clay on there like you just did. And yeah. Hello, Argentina. That's a place I would love to go someday. My son got to go already. He loved it. He can't wait to go back. But I don't know, might be a while for him. The dad's not paying for it, or mom. So, yes.
There was also someone on Instagram who recommended you use a damp box.
Ah, yeah. That is a very good question. Very good, can't talk, sort of. Can't tell you the words. I can ramble on and on, but I can't. But yeah, for your foot cracking off, that is a good solution. Just putting it in a damp box. Then you don't have to wrap it up, and it's a good way to kind of, the moisture in there kind of helps kind of make that even drying kind of work out, right? Good old damp box. So we could just leave this piece of clay the way it is. Then, especially like with the leaf on there, it feels like a piece of bark or a piece of a tree. But yeah, so I highly encourage you to just go with it. Enjoy what you're making. People can really tell if you enjoy what you're making or not. So if you enjoy it and you enjoy making it, kind of like I said at the beginning, right? We're talking about being excited. Enjoy it. Make it fun. Make it. If you're frustrated, you just gotta work. You gotta work out your frustrations with practice. Just make a bunch of pieces. If you get frustrated, just make a bunch of pieces that you don't really care about the result. Look, see now, make a nice little fishtail. So all kinds of ways to just kind of. Oh yeah. Oh, a little fish plate. Wait. Yeah, I think well, this will be good. I was looking at this slab of clay. Tell you what I'm thinking. A lot of times people want to know what's in Jeff's head. Well, in Jeff's head, I was just thinking that I could take my foot maker and make two kind of oval shaped cuts for a foot, and then I could join them together. That would utilize this clay the most, because if I make strips of clay, I'm probably not going to have. I'm going to have like 4 joining parts, where this will just be 2. So let's do that. Let's try it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Compression, compression, compression. Another thing about using one piece of clay, like kind of like we were talking about using a slab roller, but if you have to roll it out and use one specific slab of clay, you're going to be a lot better off. So now I'm going to make this kind of curved cut. It also really helps with keeping it all flat and even. And now what I can do is do it again here. There we go. So I have 2 nice strips of clay here. Use my saw tool, and I have this measured at 2 inches, which is the width of this lip. It's about 5 centimeters, I believe. Yep. So now I can repeat where this edge is going to go, right? Ooh, this makes quite a bit. All right. You want to have a good spot where it can join together. And you could even be kind of fancy. This is one fancy foot application I would okay. It's nice. Well, you can see some dishes out there that have a little. I like how that is. And what this is like if you're fancy, going beyond, you have a dishwasher and automatic dishwasher, and you want the water to drain out of the plate and won't get caught in the lip. This is a little exit strategy for the moisture in your dishwasher, huh? That might just sound fancy, huh?
Katie Miller also puts notches in her foot to let the bottom dry easier, like have more airflow.
Yeah. See. I knew I was. And it just gives a little interest, gives this like handmade notion to your piece as well, that that a human made it, or you were thinking about something else, having an idea of the design, or some people may think, it's just because he didn't have a strip long enough, so instead of joining them together, he just made 2 strips. Whatever the answer. Everybody's going to have their own answer anyway, right? So it doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure that the edge is not too rough. See that maybe I didn't compress this one side enough, so I'm going to just compress that a minute. There we go. There's not any more. Seems like I didn't scroll up on Facebook. I think that's it, right? The Facebook messages there. Yeah. Instagram or YouTube. All right. Well, here's some plates. Again, even if they're for appetizer plates or for little serving plates, hosting plates, whatever you want to call them, I think it's a really nice way to, you still want to add the foot is what I was going to say. And I don't think it really gives you lots of benefits. So, yeah. Well, everyone, if you're watching this live, have a great weekend. If you're watching this during the weekend, I hope your weekend is going well. And get out there, love your neighbor, and enjoy some time in the studio for sure. Bye, everyone.